Morning. This is a different place to start, but I'm just doing a quick overview of this apartment. Today's January 18th, Saturday, and the job I'm going to do today is clean this apartment. And thank goodness it's in pretty good shape. It's not filthy by any stretch of the imagination. I got my drying rack there because I washed my bedspread, and so I hung it in here, so I won't be able to do that. My sister moves in the end of the month, and looking forward to that, but I got to get this done. And like I said, not a lot to do. I got to get my baskets out of here and clean the bathroom. This fridge, unfortunately, is missing the shelves, but I looked into getting more. But they're quite expensive for replacement. My sister said, leave it. If I find I really need it, then we'll worry about it then. But if I might not even need them. So that was very gracious of her. I kind of like to get them anyways, just because it seems like the right thing to do. I have to get those out of there and patch the walls. I'm just going to give them a wipe. They're not filthy dirty, but they could use a freshen up. I do have some paint, so that's good. And that's all I got to do here. And I've been thinking, am I going to continue this YouTube channel when my sister moves in? But I don't know. I'll just play it by ear. I've been watching videos, and it's like, I'm just not that techie. And I don't know if I can ever figure out how to edit. I mean, I probably can. Once I get onto things, I'm always fine. It's just, I have this resistance to learning new things. So anyways, kind of started this backwards. There's the kitty. There's January 18th. Oh my goodness, it's 25 after 9 already. I've been up for a while, just kind of sitting at the table, journaling, reading my Bible, contemplating life. Actually, I'm looking at this mess. I was looking at this mess and thought, same old mess. I get tuckered by the end of the week. I clean up after myself normally, but on Fridays I seem to just bail. I don't know. I guess I figure I can do it in the morning. But I got up last night. Was kind of hungry. I was watching TV, laying in bed watching TV, and then it's like, I'm kind of hungry. So I got up, and I had some fortune cookies that I had. And I kept my fortunes. I always do. I used to have a jar with all the fortunes in it. Not that I believe in this stuff. I don't, but I think they're cute. What do we got? It says, do not rely on those who do not care about you. And that's like, well, that's good advice. And you are direct, and others often appreciate this quality in you. Not sure I believe that about myself. I can be direct if I absolutely have to, but I typically consider people's feelings first. Beat around the bush, You are capable of building a thriving business venture. Well, that would be neat. I would like to do that, but I was watching video this morning, fella saying, create more, consume less. I think I'm kind of stuck in that consuming thing and not creating. And that oftentimes, he did say this, but somebody in the comments did. I thought it was very interesting. Oftentimes people think they're depressed when really what they are is unfulfilled because they're not doing what they're meant to do. So it's like, that's really something to think about. Actually, I went to a wake this week, and it was an elder from our church. His wife was diagnosed with cancer about a year ago and sadly passed away. And I went to the wake and spoke with him, and he's an elder. I mean, he's been to so many wakes, so many funerals, but I'm a widow, and like we got talking about that kind of loss and how unreal it feels, and and I know from my experience, it took a long time to feel real. It still doesn't feel real sometimes. I think, how my husband, would he like this place? And I'm still attached to him. But anyways, and I was thinking about just the odd situation where this gentleman elder at a church about 3 years ago. I'm going to say 3 years ago. It was in the fall. And I had been, a friend of mine and her husband, who's also an elder at a church, were entertaining the visiting speaker, who's probably an elder at his church, and his wife, and this particular elder from our church and his wife at their home for lunch on a Sunday. And for whatever reasons, the wife couldn't make it. And so she's like, well, why don't you come along, fill that spot? And I thought, well, sure, why not? Because, I'm a widow and just it's nice to have lunch with friends. So went along. And since that time, my friend's husband has passed away he was shoveling the laneway and he had a massive heart attack. And he wasn't that old at all. He had a heart condition since he was a young man. And the speaker and his wife lost an adult child in a drowning accident. And this elder's wife diagnosed with cancer and gone. So sitting around that table, the one husband's gone, the other couple's lost a grown son, and the elder has lost his wife. And I was there having recently lost my husband. I think had been maybe 2 years, something like that. And just really brings home the brevity of life. And, what does the future hold? Like my fortune cookies, truly, what does the future hold? And it's like, I know because of my faith, I'm confident that I will be going to heaven, that Jesus died for my sins. He paid the price so that I could be made right with God and reconciled. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him shall not perish, but have everlasting life. I believe that with all my heart and soul. And I just put that out there, that if you're thinking about eternity at all, that you will consider that and know that God loves you and he's made a way for you to be right with him through his Son. So, and sad as that is circumstance that I'm talking about around that table, there is comfort in that. Does not remove grief, does not remove the sadness of losing a loved one, but there is comfort in knowing where they are and that they're safe and that we will see them again, in whatever form. I'm not certain, so much I don't know, but confident of those things. So anyways, having said that, I was looking around this morning and thinking, same old mess, new house, same old mess. So I'm going to clean this up. And then I think I will come back. Okay, there's the mess. I'm going to get dressed. Let's see how long it takes me to clean. Okay, I'm going to get dressed and clean this mess. And it is 9:30. I'm going to put you on pause and let's time how long this actually takes, because it looks pretty messy, doesn't it? So that's what we'll do. I'm going to put you on pause. Be back in a minute or 20.